Success is never handed to anyone on a silver platter. It is earned, hour by hour, day by day through effort, resilience, and the willingness to face discomfort in pursuit of something greater. The question we must all confront is simple but powerful. Are you willing to pay the price? That price is not measured in money, but in discipline, sacrifice, and persistence. It's waking up early when you'd rather sleep. It's staying focused when distractions tempt you. It's pushing forward when the odds are against you and no one is cheering you on. Success demands patience and a belief in yourself, even when the path is unclear and the results seem far away. Success requires consistent effort and discipline, not shortcuts or entitlement. Too often, we see the highlight reels of successful people, the accolades, the wealth, the fame, and assume their journey was quick or easy. What we don't see are the early mornings, the late nights, the repeated failures, and the lonely hours of work that laid the foundation. Real success isn't glamorous while it's happening. It looks like persistence when no one's watching and commitment when no one's clapping. It's the quiet grind of showing up every single day, doing the hard things even when motivation fades, and keeping promises to yourself when giving up would be easier. Discipline is the difference between goals and accomplishments. You can have all the talent in the world, but without the habit of discipline, that talent stays potential. Success is built on routine, structure, and the ability to say no to distractions in favor of long-term growth. It means putting in the work on days when you feel like it, and especially on days when you don't, because success doesn't wait for perfect conditions. It comes to those who are consistent, who show up regardless of how they feel, who train their minds and habits to stay focused even when the payoff is far off. Shortcuts might promise quick results, but they often come at the cost of lasting achievement. When people rely on shortcuts, they skip the development of character and skills that are necessary to sustain success. Entitlement, the belief that success is owed without effort, is even more dangerous. It blinds us to the truth that anything worth achieving requires humility, patience, and a willingness to earn it every step of the way. Success doesn't respond to what you think you deserve. It responds to what you're willing to do. Every step forward is earned through choices, and those choices add up over time. Success demands a mindset that understands effort as the entry fee, not the exception. It asks, will you do the work when no one's looking? And can you keep going when it stops being exciting? That is the price. And there's no substitute for paying it in full. The true cost of success is measured in sacrifice, focus, and resilience. It's easy to admire people who have achieved great things, the entrepreneur who built a thriving company, the athlete who wins championships, the student who earns top honors. But what we often fail to recognize is the price they paid behind the scenes. Success is not simply about having a dream. It's about what you're willing to give up to make that dream real. That means sacrificing comfort, free time, and often even social approval. It's making the hard choices, studying instead of partying, training instead of relaxing, working overtime when you'd rather take a break. Sacrifice isn't glamorous. It rarely feels good in the moment. But it is the currency of progress. People who reach high levels of achievement do so because they've made trade-off, short-term pleasure for long-term gain. They understand that you can't have it all at once. They choose to delay gratification because they believe the outcome is worth it. That kind of focus is rare in a world full of distractions. The ability to lock in on a goal, to tune out the noise and say no to what doesn't serve that goal, is what sets successful people apart. Focus isn't just about working hard, it's about working smart, with clear priorities and intentional actions. And when sacrifice and focus are tested, that's where resilience comes in. No matter how driven you are, you will face setbacks. Things will go wrong, you'll get rejected, make mistakes, lose momentum, Resilience is what keeps you going in those moments. It's the inner strength to bounce back, to keep pushing forward when the path gets tough and the outcome isn't guaranteed. It's not about never falling. It's about getting up every time you do. Together, sacrifice, focus, and resilience form the core of what it truly takes to succeed. They are not optional. They are the price. Success doesn't come from wishing, hoping, or waiting. It comes from being willing to endure discomfort, stay laser, focused in a world full of temptation, and keep going no matter how many times you fall. That's the real cost, and only those who are willing to pay it will reach the finish line. Everyone gets a chance, but it's what you do with that chance that defines your outcome. Life doesn't promise equal circumstances, but it does offer everyone moments opportunities, however small, to make decisions that shape their future. These moments may not come with fanfare or obvious significance. They might appear as a job you almost didn't take, a test you almost didn't prepare for, a connection you almost didn't pursue. But within each of those moments lies the power to move your life forward. The truth is, success starts not with what you're given, but with what you choose to do with what you have. Some people are born into favorable conditions, while others start from much tougher places. But success doesn't belong exclusively to those with privilege or resources. It belongs to those who make the most of their opportunities, who see a window and choose to climb through it, even if it's narrow and uncertain. It's easy to point to others and say they had more help, more time, more money, more support. But focusing on what you lack takes your eyes off what you can do. The question is not, did you get a fair deal, but rather, what are you doing with the deal you got? Those who succeed often share one trait. They take initiative. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They act. They prepare even when the reward isn't guaranteed. They learn, grow, and take risks, knowing that no one is coming to hand them their dreams. They build habits that create momentum, and they use each small win as a step to something bigger. Opportunities aren't always loud. Sometimes they're disguised as hard work, as difficult choices, or even as failures. Recognizing and responding to them takes vision and courage. Your future isn't determined by one massive decision. It's shaped by the thousands of small choices you make when no one's watching. The opportunity to rise is not about having everything. It's about using what you do have to the fullest. Some will waste their chances, blaming circumstances. Others will work with what they've got and build something extraordinary. Success doesn't require perfection. It requires intention. And when you bring effort and ownership to each opportunity that crosses your path, you begin to shape your own destiny. Obstacles and doubt are inevitable, but perseverance separates achievers from dreamers. Every person who has ever accomplished something meaningful has faced moments of uncertainty, fear, and hardship. There is no path to success that is free from challenges. Whether it's financial struggle, personal loss, self-doubt, failure, or criticism from others, obstacles come for everyone. The key difference is how you respond to them. Some people see obstacles as a sign to stop. Others see them as part of the journey and push forward anyway. Dreamers imagine the finish line, but achievers run the race no matter how difficult it gets. Perseverance means moving forward even when the excitement fades, when the outcome is uncertain, and when the progress feels painfully slow. It's easy to stay motivated when things are going well, but real success is forged in the times when nothing seems to be working. That's when your commitment is tested. That's when your belief in your purpose has to outweigh the temptation to quit. Doubt, both from within and from others, will always show up. You'll question your abilities. Others will question your decisions, but those who succeed don't let doubt make their decisions for them. They feel it, but keep going anyway. They understand that doubt is a companion, not a dictator. It's there, but it doesn't get to take the wheel. You build confidence through action. Each step you take in the face of uncertainty strengthens your resolve and sharpens your skills. Perseverance is not about never feeling tired or discouraged. It's about moving forward in spite of those feelings. It's about remembering why you started and staying connected to that reason even when it feels far away. The most successful people aren't necessarily the most talented or the most gifted. They're the ones who didn't stop. They outlasted the obstacles. They endured the silence, the rejection, the slow progress. And because they kept going, they found breakthroughs where others gave up. The road to success is long, and it often feels uphill. But each step you take, no matter how small, is progress. And with perseverance, even the tallest mountains can be climbed. That persistence, choosing to continue when quitting seems easier, is what separates those who only dream from those who actually achieve. Behind every success story is struggle, dedication, and a refusal to give up. When we look at someone who has achieved greatness, whether it's an artist, entrepreneur, scientist, athlete, or leader, we often see the final product, the victory, the recognition, the reward. But what's hidden beneath that surface is the long, often painful road they traveled to get there. Success isn't the result of a lucky break or a single moment of brilliance. It's the culmination of years of unseen work, of countless setbacks, and of a relentless drive to keep moving forward even when things seemed impossible. Struggle is part of every meaningful pursuit. There will be times when nothing goes as planned, when you fail repeatedly, when you question if it's all worth it. There will be moments when you feel alone, misunderstood, or even foolish for dreaming so big. But these struggles aren't signs that you're doing something wrong. They're signs that you're in the process of growing. Every hardship tests your commitment and builds your character. It sharpens your skills, strengthens your resolve, and prepares you for the very success you're working toward. Dedication is what keeps you going through the struggle. It's the quiet decision to show up day after day, even when no one's watching and there's no immediate reward. Dedication is what drives you to improve, to learn, to push your limits. It's not flashy or loud. It's steady and patient. People who achieve success have made a choice to stay committed to their vision, even when the world around them offers easier paths. They've learned to love the process, to find meaning in the work itself, not just the outcome. And above all, they refuse to give up. No matter how many times they fall, they get back up. No matter how many doors close, they look for another way in. Giving up is easy. It requires nothing. But refusing to quit when things are hard, that takes strength. That takes faith in yourself and in the purpose behind your effort. Every success story you admire was once a story of failure, of perseverance, of trying one more time when quitting would have been understandable. So when you find yourself struggling, remember that you're in the same place every successful person once stood. Their triumph wasn't built on ease. It was built on effort, pain, and persistence. And that same fire exists in you if you're willing to hold on and keep going. Commitment and character, not luck, are what ultimately carry you to success. It's easy to look at someone who has made it and assume they were in the right place at the right time, that they had lucky breaks or special advantages. But when you dig deeper, you'll often find something much stronger and more consistent than luck. A deep, unwavering commitment to a goal and a character shaped by hard choices, failure, and persistence. Success is not random. It doesn't fall into your lap. It's built brick by brick, choice by choice, often when no one is watching and the applause is still far away. Commitment is what keeps you steady when motivation fades. It's what keeps you going when results are slow, when the excitement wears off, and when the work becomes routine or hard. Commitment means you don't just show up when it's convenient. You show up because you've made a decision to keep going no matter what. That kind of consistency builds momentum, and over time, that momentum becomes progress, and that progress, stacked day by day, is what leads to real, lasting success. But commitment alone isn't enough without the character to back it up. Character is what keeps you honest, humble, and grounded when success starts to come your way. It's what guides your decisions when shortcuts are tempting, when no one is watching, and when your values are tested. Character means you do the right thing, not the easy thing. It's being accountable, trustworthy, and focused on the bigger picture, not just short-term wins. The truth is, success earned without character is fragile. It doesn't last, but when your success is rooted in integrity, it becomes something you can carry with pride. So no, success isn't about being lucky. It's about being prepared when the opportunity comes. It's about showing up consistently, putting in the work, learning from the losses, and never losing sight of who you are. It's about being willing to keep going when others stop and holding yourself to a standard even when the world isn't watching. In the end, the question still stands: are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to sacrifice, to stay focused, to persevere, to grow, and to lead with character and commitment? Because success is earned. It's not easy and it's not guaranteed, but if you're ready to do the work, truly ready, then success isn't just possible, it's waiting for you. This world does not guarantee anyone's success, but it does offer each of us a chance. What we do with that chance is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. There will always be reasons to quit, voices telling you it can't be done, and moments when failure feels inevitable. But those who earn success are the ones who keep going, not because it's easy, but because it matters. Every great achievement, every breakthrough, every triumph we admire was born of struggle. Behind every medal, degree, invention, or movement is a story of someone who chose not to give up. Someone who made a decision to show up every day and do the hard work. Someone who understood that success isn't about luck, it's about character. So the question remains, are you willing to put in the work, to endure the setbacks, to grow through the pain? If the answer is yes, then you already possess what it takes. Because while talent might open the door, only commitment walks you through it. Success is earned, and it's waiting for those who are ready to pay the price. Are you?